friends, and welcome to Abe's Music School, episode 10. And today I thought I'd talk a little bit about recording music on the computer using a DAW, a program on the computer that you can use to record audio. Today I thought we record a song using what we've learned so far. A minor, C major chords are kind of sister chords, but if we play a 3-chord song in C major, like we did last time, then we use the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th, starting from C, and that becomes C, F, and G. Yeah, and we call those some fancy names, tonic, subdominant, and dominant. And for the 5th chord, the G, when going back, when the chord starts to loop back and start over again, we can add a 7 to the G, so we play a G7. So the song I thought about playing is this one. It's even older than the one from last time. This is from 1823. You know, I picked these old songs because they definitely don't have any copyright. The key is C major, and the 4th chord, counting from C, is F, and then goes back to C. And the 5th chord, counting from C, is G, and here is a 7 added to the G, because then we go back to C again. Back to the beginning, and it kind of starts over again with the chords. So it's C, F, C, G, 7, C. And it continues like that. And in the chorus, basically same thing, but here, look, the C is switched for A minor. Otherwise, it's the same thing, but here I wrote some comments. The tempo here is kind of the same, all the way down to the chorus, to the last line of the chorus. But here, the tempo slows down at the words no place, and that's called the largo. And then on the word like, the singer holds as long as he or she likes, and that's called the fermata, all right? And both these tempo changes, or all tempo changes, are called rubato. And then at the next word, at home, it goes back to the normal tempo again. So here's the setup I use. I have my computer, it's a Mac. It has a large screen, which is good to have when working with recording music. You know, many people sit with a miniature laptop, which of course is easy to move around, but it's so much better to have a large screen like this. I plug in my instruments to this external audio interface. This is a Focusrite Scarlett, very cheap one, but it does the job. It has 2 inputs. You can connect one microphone or guitar or bass here, and one here. So this is called a combo port. It takes both these XLR microphone cables and this 1/4 inch. So here you have a typical microphone cable. Here, 3. This is a normal instrument cable you can use to connect the guitar. And now I can record, for instance, guitar here and voice there. And some microphone needs 48 volts of phantom power, and then you can press this button to get phantom power. So this type of microphone that needs 48 volts of phantom power, and that's called a condenser. This one, it's called a dynamic microphone. It doesn't need 48 volts. It just works. And for this bass amplifier, I think it's best to just use a cable from the backside of the amplifier and connect to the computer. You could also put a microphone here to pick up the sound. And also there's a button called ground lift. So if you have a problem with humming, then you can try to press the ground lift button. So now I started my DAW, which in this case is Logic Pro. Here I have the metronome on off. So if I want to record Home Sweet Home, I can just click play and see the tempo. La 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 la. I think that's actually pretty good. If you have Scarlett, the 2i4 is my name of my audio interface. Select this one. Apply. So now record ready. You should see when I talk in the microphone, you should see here that this this is moving. Then I can make this track record ready, and if I click record now, I can hear this track while recording this track. So if I put on my headphones, in my headphones I could hear what's happening on this track while I'm recording this track. So that's multi-track recording. And I can do this for dozens of tracks. I can go into the mixer here, and for each track I could also go in and add audio effects. For instance, I could add a compressor, and now it's easier for if you hear something, but this is a fast compressor. I typically move down the input here until this is barely moving. It's only moving when there is moving, when the input is loud. Yeah, so I think that's enough. It should only move when there are spikes like that. And I can add a slow compressor. For instance, this one. Adjust the sensitivity here until this meter is moving. Maybe around 3 decibel is okay. Yeah, so maybe that's okay. And then I again adjust the output volume with this knob. And I do this for each track. And then I can add more effects, for instance reverb, delay, and so on. I could add a guitar amp simulator and so on. And the last step, when you have adjusted the mixing as good as you can, when you have adjusted the effects on each track, the last step is mastering. Logic has a built-in mastering button here, but you can also use some external, for instance isotope ozone. And then when you're done, you go to File, Bounce, Project to Section, but that's not good. But first I have to select what to bounce. Okay, so I want to bounce that, and then I create bounce, select bounce, boom, this is good. Maybe I should have recorded in 48 kilohertz sample rate instead of 44.1. And then I select the file name and I save it. So now I'll just record, I think I'll record electric guitar on track 1 and voice using this microphone on track 2 at the same time. You remember I could record 2 tracks at the same time with this. And then I'll add another guitar with the melody. May pan out the rhythm guitar in one speaker a little bit, and the melody in the other speaker a little bit, and then the voice in the middle, and the bass guitar in the middle, I think. Yeah, and let's listen to it. But first, I want to wish you good luck with your experiment. Try out the DAW. You don't have to use Logic. There are lots of other DAWs, but on the Mac, Logic is the most popular one. There is also a cheaper one, which I think actually is free, maybe, GarageBand, and it's perfectly fine if you just want to record audio. But Logic has some more features. For instance, if you want to generate drums, Logic is better. If you want to generate a bass line or generate a piano track, then Logic is better. Alright, see you next time. Mid pleasures and palaces, though we may roam, be ever so humble, there's no place like home. A charm from the skies seems to hallow us there, which seek through the world is never met elsewhere. Home, home, sweet, sweet home. There's no place like home. Oh, there's no place like